Hey, it's late May to early June. You know what time it is? Time for the Best Friends Zaibatsu Game of the Year Awards. Now, the things I played in 2012 probably can't be considered the most technically flawless masterpieces ever, but it's what I had the most fun playing. Therefore, it's much more truthful, down-to-earth, and relatable than, Willie and Pat's crappy lists. So just deal with it, I guess. Now let's do this shit. Mark IV style, motherfucker.
Number 10. Mark of the Ninja.
Ninjas are mammals, and they kill anything they want without even thinking twice about it. My best friend Liam said he saw a ninja once, and Liam is going through puberty, which is braggable. Anyway, Mark of the Ninja is from the fine folks that brought us the good in concept, but less than perfect in execution, Shank titles. But this time, they have an actual full-fledged game to base their unique artwork and sense of style around. Now, the stealth genre is a dying one, and 2D stealth games are even more deader than that. So, Mark of the Ninja, being the latter, and being a damn good one, is enough to give it a buy based on that alone. You're a ninja, you control super well, you have a million moves, weapons, and tools, there's lots of collectibles, tons of ways through each level, it's pretty challenging without being punishing, and wrap that up in gorgeous animation and artwork, and you have a must download. Actually, the only thing that can make this game better is if you could just wail on a guitar with your giant ninja boner and cause all the pirates in the world to explode!
Number 9. Trials Evolution. Yeah, flying through the sky, nitro's burning, you're dying, yeah. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Nitro's time trial, need I say more?
Yeah, what up, it's fucking Trials, bitches! I love the first Trials HD. Played it for weeks straight, as did Willie, Pat, and other lesser beings. Such a simple concept with simple controls, but a pain in the ass to master. Trials Evolution outdoes the first one in just about every way a motorcycle/racing/puzzle/physics game can possibly outdo itself. Rider customization, tracks bordering on the insane and abstract, local multiplayer, online multiplayer, track editor, and tons of amazing DLC that's priced reasonably, something that doesn't happen very often. Not to mention, one of the most strangely compelling things are the winning animations that play after you've cleared a track. Why is that so funny to me? And there's a different one on every fucking course in the game. It has to be one of the most value-laden, downloadable games I've ever played, and I really didn't think they could top the first one in that regard. And hey, it also has those amazing classical tunes.
Vroom, vroom, I'm ready to go. Time to let the Monday Nitro. Number 8. Mighty Switch Force.
Mighty Switch Force! Dun 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 dun. I fucking love this game. I don't give a fuck. Just a glorious send-up to platform puzzlers of the 16-bit era, and hell, I bought this game twice. Once on the 3DS and once on the Wii U, and you can't go wrong with either version.
Stop! In the name of the law!
Patricia Wagon is a spunky cop with control over time and space, and she needs to nab a bunch of no-good necks. Wait, did I mention this was developed by WayForward?
WayForward!
So, if it's WayForward that's running this show, you know you're going to get a couple of things. You're going to get gorgeous art and a fucking bitchin' soundtrack by Jake Kaufman. And Mighty Switch Force delivers hard in both areas. Especially since that same guy who composed the music also worked on Double Dragon Neon. You basically roam around the levels, tracking down each member of the gang and using Patricia's ability to push elements of the level in the background or into the foreground, all the while blasting away enemies and hoping to do so as fast as shit. If you're into these types of games, it comes highly recommended. WayForward! Never fucking failing!
Number 7. Lollipop Chainsaw.
Now, most people know how I feel about that lollipop already, as more of you watched my bomb-ass review of it than the entirety of the Chrono Trigger playthrough. That being said, this is mostly just going to be a montage of Jessica Nigri. Lollipop Chainsaw is just dumb, goofy fun, and in an industry that's trying its best to get away from that sort of thing, I really appreciate those rare gems that just go, fuck it, let's make a dumb thing. I've played and replayed this. I've unlocked almost all the waifu, bikini, and big breast and anime costumes, and bought all the moves and techniques. Why? Because again, I was just having fun. Sure, the game has its fair jankiness, but I mean, complaining about slightly stale popcorn at a grindhouse movie theater never really made much sense to me. Also 10!
Number 6. New Super Mario Brothers U.
Or, as it's known by its more accurate title, New Super Troll Bros. Fuck you! It's so weird that Nintendo would be responsible for making one of the most trollingest games in existence. And you'd think there wouldn't have been a way to top the Wii version of New Super Mario Bros. In that regard. However, the innovations and assholeonomics are always being pushed, and with the advent of the Wii U gamepad enabling a fifth person to play sick, filthy mind games with their co-op buddies is one of my precious memories from 2012. Now, as fun as that may all be, the core game of this entry in the series is definitely more enjoyable, as it has way more challenging courses, a cool connected overworld, and lots of surprises along the way. One of those surprises is how insane the challenge mode is. That has even more courses, lots of modes, well, it's just endless fun to play with people you hate. And that's something I'm never in short supply of. So, there you have it. New Super Mario Bros. U, invite your friends over, and dine on that succulent toad ass.
Number 5. Sleeping Dogs.
So, was this like a date?
Sounds good to me.
Everyone thinks it's so cool that I get to do a video game. They're like, really? You get to do a video game? It's like super sexy time. You know, you're really sweet, but now's not the right.
Number 4. Anarchy Reigns.
Again, another game I already did a bomb-ass review for. Look, there's Bayonetta, there's pile-driving helicopters, etc., etc. I love pretty much all the Platinum games, and having a semi-sequel to Mad World is always an instant win for me. Sure, the story is paper thin and nonsensical, and it's kind of a pain in the ass for all the shit you have to go through to unlock all the characters, again and again and again, but we're just nitpicking here. When it comes down to it, the game is dripping with such style, awesome music, sick characters, really fun combat mechanics, and it also helps that I'm the best at it.
Number 3. The Last Story.
Japanese RPGs, or hell, just RPGs in general, are not really my thing, and there's a lot of reasons for that, but I won't go into them here. One of those reasons is a lack of good story and identifiable characters. If I don't understand or care about my party due to vague writing and sloppy plotlines, really, why should I care about the game at all? Especially in a genre that's entirely dependent on its story. The recent Final Fantasies are a good example of this, and while those have gone off into some mind-numbingly dumb territory, to me, the last story proves that Hironobu Sakaguchi still has what it takes to spin a simple yet effective tale. That, while by no means is breaking any molds, you can still at least follow and give a shit about it, which is more than I can say for 90% of all RPGs released nowadays. It also helps that I love the battle system, which is fast and teetering towards the action side, but also uses a lot of Japanese RPG staples. Hell, you can also run up walls, flip over the backs of your friends, and perform perfect guards that reward you with parry counterattacks. It's a classic medieval tale of honor, duty, and destiny, with some romance thrown in for good measure. I won't go into too much more than that, but I certainly enjoyed it from start to finish. I should also mention the massive town you can explore, a buttload of side quests and distractions, etc., etc. This is probably the first RPG in a long time that I've actually finished. And finally, I would be remiss not to mention my completion time in the last story was around 35 hours, which to me is a perfect length for an RPG, as it's meaty enough to be satisfying, but not so stupidly long and makes you look like a pathetic weirdo who lacks any sort of social life.
I played 131 hours of Persona 4.
Hotline Miami.
I have no idea what's going on in Hotline Miami. I don't understand who I am. I don't know who I'm working for. I don't know why I'm killing bros in flashy 80s pastel suits. I don't know why I'm dying so much. I don't even know how I completed that level. I don't know what's going on with the masks. All I know is that this game is like the 80s cocaine it portrays. It's bad for you, but holy shit, it's a fun fucking trip. You will die a lot in Hotline Miami, and you will kill a lot in Hotline Miami, and you will be frustrated and confused every other minute, and you will fucking love it. Okay, wait, listen, this is my track. This is my track right here. Oh, shit, son!
Number 1. Double Dragon Neon.
If you're like me, and I know I am, you had a bitchin' rad childhood filled with Super Soakers, Ninja Turtle juice boxes, and Double fucking Dragon. Now, before I delve any deeper into Matt Jr.'s past, let me just say that when Double Dragon Neon was first announced, I wasn't entirely happy. WayForward have great 2D artists and animators, so when I saw that Neon has a weird 3D, 2D hybrid sort of thing going on, with ugly kind of looking character models, I was, understandably a little, disappointed.
No, 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 no!
Still though, I was stoked that a new Double Dragon game was even coming out, and as the months rolled by and the ridiculous 80s motif was brought to light, I soon warmed up to it.
Yes, yes, yes! This was a great idea! I knew it right from the start!
I mean, fuck, it's Double Dragon, a weird, vague story about nuclear war, sacred stones, dead girlfriends, and spelling errors. It's not like it's hollowed ground. Do whatever you want to it, make it funny, fresh, whatever you gotta do. So, despite my throbbing love for Neon, it does take maybe around 2 or 3 hours to beat if you're good, but I've beaten it multiple times on various difficulty settings, and have clocked in close to 12 hours, which is more than a lot of $60 retail games. It also helps that the game is genuinely pretty funny, with lots of little jokes and just plain ridiculous situations popping up every level or two. I appreciate a game that has the same type of humor as I, because that happens so rarely. The only other game that has made me laugh more is... and that music. God, I love the music in this game. I also really appreciate the bunch of great unlockable art by Udon illustrator Genzo Man, and probably one of the best boss fights credit sequences I've seen in a long time. My only real knock against the game is that I wish Majesco wasn't such a shit-tier publisher who barely advertised it and didn't budget any DLC for it. I would have killed for some extra levels or new characters or even the fabled online patch that never came out. Yeah, if you want to do co-op, you're going to have to do it locally, because as of right now, there's still no online component to Neon, the only other knock I can think against it at all. But there it is. That's my game of the year. It combines so many things I like into one radical package. Wacky sense of humor, dumb 80s references, martial arts, hot babes, Saturday morning cartoons, rock and music, fireballs, man, fuck IGN!
It's over!